Sweet, we're live. We're live, pal. We're up and going. I just have to wait to confirm the stream is up before I start going again. Might do some... Oh, there we are. We're up. I don't know what I want to do right now. I might do some, Oh no, I have two streaming programs open at the same time. Dear Lord. This is death. Oh God. Okay, we're good. It's out of here. Thank the Lord. I don't want anything to do with all these... Whatever. Cool. We're up and rolling. Last time I was in here, I did jumping, some game over stuff with some traffic cones, and some blood particles. Some atrocious blood particles. And a lovely game over screen, yes. And very subtle jump particles. But I think we might go into some sound making stuff real quick. Just 'cause that's good. It improves our feedback stuff. Let's get in there. I normally use BFXR, which is a free open source application that is super helpful, and essentially it auto generates just chiptune sounds for you. It's sick. It's free, and you can use any of the sounds you make from it, which is just so dope. Like, it's so good. Like, here, I'll show you some. We do power ups. I think we want some hit and hurt right now, so that'll be the easiest to implement, and that's kind of what we're looking for. Not liking any of these. It's kind of a negative sound. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's do... I hope I don't have to save this to my desktop. I have to go through all my program files. That's so fucking annoying. Okay. Real deal. Mothership. Rear bomber. There we go. Sick. Audio. Let's just call that explosion real quick. And then we also want to jump. Do that. Throw that in there. We should have those in our game here. Yep, they're right here. Play those right away. Let's go into our code real quick. Don't need BFXR. Let's do... Right in our game over screen. We don't even have to do any code for this, really. What we can do is that, because this is an object, we just turn on and off. If we turn it on and it has an audio source, it'll automatically play whatever audio file is connected to that. So if we have like a negative thing, we could even put like a game over jingle or something in there, and it'll get that for us. So let's play and make sure that actually works. We'll just wait to die here. Wait till we spawn a traffic cone. Boom, plays our sound. Super simple, super easy to implement. Not very difficult. Now we need our jump. Let's go into our fakey player behavior. I love how that's called. Let's do audio clip, jump sound. Or actually, we want an audio source. I'll explain why I'm doing it this way in a second. This way we don't have overlapping sounds. We could do, in the last stream I just did, we could easily spawn it how we spawn a particle and destroy it after a period of time. But this method is actually a lot better in general, which is similar to how we created the blood from the last one. So we'll make an audio source, and we'll attach it to our player, and we'll call it jump. No, I didn't save that, thank you. Jump. And instead of playing on awake, we're going to tell it to not play on awake and assign it to the jump. Make sure it doesn't loop or anything like that. And then literally all we'll do is that if we jump, then we'll do jump sound.play, which is a method we can call in the audio source that forces it to actually make the sound. And it's not set up, so I can't play it just yet. So I still have to find it in our feedback properties section. Let's jump right here. I'll actually make it jump audio source, so I actually know what it is later. And that actually plays the jump sound every time we do it, and it doesn't have to delete anything or add anything, which is really nice. And it means that I can just change it here. It's like a prefab. I can just change it and it'll stay consistent, whatever. So that's super helpful. It's still so loud though. Interesting. Some good feedback. Okay. The other thing I kind of wanted to program that I actually don't know how I'm going to approach yet is that this game you're going to be going backwards the whole time. So you're going to have to manage that balance. So it'll kind of be similar to the Tony Hawk trick balance. I'm going to Google to find Tony Hawk grind. Let's see. Let's find like a grind. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 grind. Insane. I just found the funniest YouTube video ever. Sick montage, bruh. So I like, oh my god, these effects are ridiculous. I just like the kind of control bar there. Failure's not an option. Oh my gosh, I find the best YouTube videos. So this is kind of this UI control bar where we're kind of going back and forth between our balance here. What I'm thinking is that randomly over time we'll just add some force or pressure in one direction to an actual physical object. So we'll use some primitives just to draw this out right now. Cool thing about Unity is that you can make some primitive art. You can just generate some primitive vectors. So you can make a square here, which is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a square, create a primitive square, and then we're also gonna create a primitive triangle. I think that's all we need. I think that's about it. And we're gonna put the square here in the center. Make it black so it stands out. 0.5. We'll do like a 3, something longer. And then we'll add our triangle in the scene. We're gonna flip this triangle upside down, and now it looks kind of like the balance bar. Yeah, that looks sick. I like that. And then we'll add, first off we need to organize this. I always forget to do this until it's too late, but it's good to organize the things that you're messing with. So if you're trying to make one object, but it uses multiple objects inside that same object, you can just make one object and stuff everything into it. That's kind of what I've done. That's what the canvas is kind of mimics that. And then the player that I made also mimics that, where it's like I kind of just threw these other things in there and we can open it up like a drop down. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do balance bar. And we're going to do, I guess we just call this triangle. I don't really know what else I don't know what to call that. Balance bar or triangle. I don't know. And then this is going to be our actual bar. And then we're going to have 2 threshold points, which we'll just call threshold 1. Or threshold left and threshold right. Let's do that. Threshold left and threshold right. Make this 0.5 as well. So we got a square here. Yep, that's what we want. And what we're gonna do here is that this one's gonna be red. Actually fits in our bar there. Same with this one. So it fits in our bar, and then we'll have, this is what's going to be funny about this, is that I'm actually going to add, I need to rename this to right real quick. I'm actually going to add triggers to these, so we'll actually treat it as a physics thing and not necessarily a system thing. Just kind of the optical illusion about this. 2.5 up, then we'll copy this. So basically I'm going to add a collider to the triangle, which is our balance. And if it gets over here, if it gets into this, then it'll count it. I think I should just use a skinny box collider for this. Sure, I did box collider 2Ds, box collider 2Ds. Okay, good. And then we'll do a skinny box collider for this guy, which will do 0.25. Yeah, except I don't want. Oops. There you go. Just the trigger. So if it gets about there, that's what I want to call it. I could even do smaller. I could probably even do like a 1, like a 0.1. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty accurate when we're finally done in there. Yeah, 'cause from afar that looks like we've got that. Okay. Make sure we set all these to 0, 0. I need to set the bar to actually be 0, 0. It's not actually center at the moment, which doesn't look very good. Just move these over. Make sure everything's center. Don't anything straggling, because that would not be good. Let's see. If this is a little farther up, that looks a little bit better. And then something we might want to do is make the height on this one even just a smidge shorter. Yeah, that just shows just how much more severe this getting to the sides are, because they're extrusions. I like that. Okay. And now, because we've added all of the elements of our balance bar to one big object, we can simply just move this. So if we want, we can move it up here, so it's kind of out of the way. Cool. Now we actually need to control this. You'll add a rigid body to this. We're going to disable its gravity, so we're going to set gravity scale to 0. We're going to add a new behavior script. New script, and we're going to call this balance bar pointer. Balance bar pointer. Let's open this up. Once it loads, oops. Boom, there's our balance bar pointer. Okay. First thing we gotta do is we gotta get references to our actual rigid body. So we're gonna need a private rigid body 2D. Which is gonna be the capitalized one right here. Call it RB, and we need to tell it what that is. So RB equals get component rigid body 2D. It basically says this is the rigid body attached to this object. We're going to do that in awake, so it starts immediately at the start of this, and we're going to do something simple. I think what we can do is we'll do something similar that we did to the fakey player behavior, where we're actually adding to the velocity. So we'll do like private float push speed, really. Yeah, we'll do push speed. And then what we can do is we can do if input dot get key down. We'll say key code dot arrow left arrow do left arrow, and then actually we could probably do button for this. Yeah, I'll just do button. Get button. I think it's axis horizontal. I think that's what it's called. Horizontal. Yeah. I think that's spelled correctly. And then if it's greater than 0, and then we'll do vice versa as well. So pretty simple, pretty simple. And then if our horizontal axis is greater than 0, that means it's essentially saying that x is greater than 0. That on our x-axis, x is greater than 0. So that would be right. And if it would be less than 0, thinking of our coordinate grid, that would be left. So we're going to add velocity plus equals vector2 dot right, because we're going in the right direction, times push speed. And then we do vice versa as well. So we can actually keep the same vector2 dot left. So we can actually keep the same push speed, and it'll still push it in the correct directions, which is super helpful. And I think we'll do 0 to 10. I'm not sure how much the push speed needs to be, because I actually haven't messed with this a bit. And because we're doing things in physics, we need a fixed update. And the reason you want a fixed update for physics is because update is kind of dependent on a 60 frame system. And fixed update will run continuously without being dependent on however fast your computer runs. So if you have kind of a slower computer, update, if the physics isn't there, the update could actually be off, and it could feel weird. That's kind of where you get games that kind of feel very floaty, or yeah, that could be a possible reason why. Okay, now that we added this, oop, cannot convert input.get button. Oh, this is an access. My bad. My mistake. This is actually an axis, and the reason this is called an axis instead is because it waxes and wanes because of the horizontal axis, which it's not actually a button. But what we've determined is that in Unity's input manager, which is something that Unity comes with, which is really helpful, actually comes with a list of axes for you, which is great, and you can create more of them if you'd like and duplicate them and whatever, but they kind of have a default negative and positive button. So if these buttons are pressed, so right, which is right arrow, so if I hold right arrow down or push it, it'll change the horizontal axis's value from 0 to 1 essentially. And if I do it, if I push the negative button, which is left, it would go from 0 to negative 1. So we can get that information and say, okay, well, if the axis for the horizontal is greater than 0, then we know that they're pushing the right key, that they're going in the right direction. So we need to add force in the right direction. So actually I haven't set up our move speed yet. So for our balance pointer, which is what I'll call this, for a balance pointer, have not. Oh, set my push speed to private. That's why I couldn't see it. Yeah, don't do that. Come on, there we go. Now we actually have our push speed set up, so we can actually add, and that adds a lot. I figured it would be a lot, so we're gonna need to lower this guy a bunch. Maybe even to 1, just to get a broader range. The reason I do that is because it'll change the actual value that the slider can actually go to. So if we want a lower value, then we can do that. And see, now we kind of add, here's our kind of balance slider up here. So if we push in one direction, it'll kind of wane in that direction. Oof, This is like really tense actually. I don't even have the game over mechanics for this yet, but it feels really tense. Which I really like. I like how slidey it feels. That kind of can help with the balance there. Yeah, that is quite an interesting mechanic. That is really interesting. So now we actually need this to affect our game over function. Now that the arrow is actually in there. So these thresholds, we need to tag these. Similar to how we tagged car. And I'll just call them threshold. And in our threshold, or in our balance pointer script, we'll do void on trigger, enter 2D. We'll do collider 2D other. And then we'll say if other.tag equals threshold. If it equals threshold, then game over. But instead of rewriting how to set up game over, we can just reuse our old one. Because if you recall, in our fakey player behavior setup, we actually already made a script to do that, which is public void death, which actually manages everything we need to know. So the only reference we need for balance bar pointer to actually do the game over step is our player itself. So it definitely streamlines it a bit. So public fakey player behavior player. We'll have to set this up, but something we can do to help us if we A, don't know where this is, or B, are too lazy to actually set this up, or C, have someone else that doesn't know they need to set this up. Something that you can do, that a nice little tooltip that'll help you, is if player equals null, which essentially means if the computer doesn't understand where or what player is, let's find it. So we can do player equals game object dot find object with tag player. I believe it's capital. Yeah, player. And that'll actually find it. But what this does, and we're missing something. We're missing a key piece here. Is that this is game object dot find game object with tag. This will find the game object. But player in this instance, an in balance bar pointer, is not a game object. It's actually fakey player behavior. It's our fakey player behavior script. So what we need to do is we need to continue this. So we need to say dot get component, which is dot get component of the player we just found. Dot get component fakey player behavior, which is basically casting to say we're basically doing two steps here. Is that we're searching through all of the existing game objects in the game, and searching for the one with the tag of player. And once we found that one, we search through all of its components to find the fakey player behavior component. And that component is the fakey player behavior reference for this script, which is a long process, but gets taken out in one line, which is pretty crazy. So if player equals null, let's find it. But I'm not going to let it be null. I'm going to set it up anyways, just so it doesn't have to go through that whole process. Because it is a bit of a process to go through that and find that. But now that we have our player, what we can do is that if we collide with the threshold, we can say player.death. And what this does is that this will actually access the player and do the death function. It'll do everything that's in here. It'll stop the player from being able to jump. It'll set the blood particle active. It'll turn off the backgrounds and stop them from scrolling. And it'll set up the game over UI. The one thing that it won't do, however, is stop the slider from moving. And that's what we need to set up here. And what we need to do is that what we need to say is that in our update, we need to add a conditional here. And this conditional is private, we can just call it can move, something like that. We can do private bool can move. Private bool can move. And if we can move, if we can move, then the player gets to push the slider. If we can move. If we cannot move, which is just say if not can move, then the velocity of our slider equals new vector 3, and we're just going to 0, 0 this out. Just identity. It equals 0. It will no longer move. Our slider cannot move. If you cannot move, we physically stop the slider from being able to move. And then all we need to do is that in our trigger for the death, right here in our threshold, which calls our player death, we can just say can move equals false. Then we should be good to go. And now we have our slider, and let's just prove. Oh no, it didn't work. Interesting. So I don't think this actually collided with our thresholds. Oh, our thresholds aren't tagged. That would do it. We forgot to actually tag them. Don't make stupid mistakes. Boom, game over. It happened just because of our balance. And now we have kind of a really intriguing game here where we have to really hold on to this and make sure we don't F up. I actually like the tension of this, where you're kind of multitasking. It's kind of really difficult to multitask. It's not as satisfying as a lot of infinite runners, because a lot of infinite runners are about the speed. This one's interesting. It's about the balance. Really kind of holding the balance there. The other thing too is that we need to look at some interesting feedback loops here. So I think jumping and having to control it at the same time is a bit difficult. I feel like the player should only have to control the bar once it's they should only really control the bar once they're not in the air. If they're in the air, they shouldn't control the bar, because that actually makes sense in real life too. If you're going fakie on a scooter and you do a bunny hop, you're not then still trying to hold the balance of the fakie. That's not how scootering works. Like, that's not how you would actually do that. So what we need to do is that we need to check, essentially. So we need to check in our fakie player behavior if can jump equals 1 or not, and for our balance pointer. So what we can do is that in our fix update we can simply just say if player dot can jump equals 1, and then also vice versa. We can do player dot can jump equals 0. So if the player can jump, then our can move equals true. One thing we need to say is, and also player dot is dead is not dead. If it's not dead and this is true, then can move equals true. That should do it. I believe so. No? We got an error. I think I missed something. Semicolon somewhere. Yeah, I missed semicolon right here. Okay. That should do it. That should make it so we can't, if we're jumping, and as I'm jumping, I can't control the bar. I can't move the bar at all. But if I'm moving, if I'm landing, then I actually can control the bar. If I'm jumping, bar stays still. And then I think the good tension for this is, if the player is constantly jumping, we could actually have a cooldown for jumping. But if the players... that is interesting. For this pattern, they will continuously dot it on forever. So you might have to figure out some way to limit their jumping or change their jumping to make it more precise or intricate. Because if they just spam jumping, then they can just completely ignore the balance mechanic alt-right. Which is an interesting problem to solve here. So let's see what we can do about that. I think my first instinct is to go back to how jumping used to be, which is, here, we'll split these up like this. My first inclination is to go back to how jumping used to be, which is if you exit colliding with an object, then actually stop being able to jump altogether. Which could actually make it harder to... Yeah, that could make it harder to actually control that. Maybe maybe what we need is actually then a recharge on jumps. That would actually be interesting. Because in real life, yes, you can get around fakie. You can get around the balance of a fakie on a scooter, of riding fakie, if you just continuously jump. However, no one has the stamina to just spam their jumps. So it could be a nuisance. But I think let's add some more UI. Let's add an actual slider. And just see how this goes. Let's add a UI slider. And this will be our jump slider. We'll call it this. So our jump slider. Let's make it a little bit larger. Oh, it's not fitting in the screen very well. Let's do that real quick. It's pairing up in different aspect ratio as well. Okay, cool. Perfect. That works out. This will be our jump meter, jump guy. Ooh, that's something I forgot to add actually. Outline. Yeah, always outline your text. Makes it easier for people to read it. You want people to be able to read. Slider. I'm gonna put this behind the game over. Slider collective. Throw this in there. We'll throw a text in there too. Text. White text with a black outline. There you go. You can actually read that. We could just call this stamina. And we'll set the value equal to 1. Boom. There we go. Alright, because we're using a UI element now, we actually have to import Unity's UI system into our code so it understands what that is. So we can do using Unity engine.ui and then we'll do public game object. Public game object. This is called slider. Jump stamina slider. Just had a brain fart there for a second. UI properties. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Going smoothly here. Forgot a semicolon again. Stamina slider. And I think we'll do kind of a false friend here when we jump. A faux ami. We'll do private IE numerator. Jump timer. This is going to be the amount of time we actually have between jumps. Be interesting. Interactable? No. I don't want it to be interactable. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I want. Because I don't want it to be interactable, but I do want it to do the deal here. Okay. And we'll have yield return new, wait 4 seconds. Not sure how to fraction this up. Slider, oop. It's UI slider, stamina slider, dot, value, What is the value? How do I access that? That is interesting, I don't actually know. Oh, I didn't set it as a slider, I set it as a game object. Whoops. That would do it. Slider.value equals 0. And then we can just keep resetting it second by second. We can do a manual kind of we can do kind of fractions of milliseconds here. Fractions of milliseconds to get this back to where we were. Which kind of progresses it slowly. Three, 4. This is terrible programming, I know. It's brute forcing, but fine with it. It's not very efficient in the slightest. I'm sure there's some for loop function that I could write to do this properly, but meh. This might actually be too fast, but we'll see in a second. Can jump equals 1. Yeah, and now we're waiting. We can even get rid of this. And set start coroutine every time we jump. Jump timer or do excuse me. Yeah, jump timer. Start coroutine jump timer. Okay. Oop. Oh duh. There we go. That's better. Now our stamina bar, oop, which is not set up. Need to set that up. Which should be here. There's only one slider, so we found it. Oh, it's Michael. Hello. What's good, dude? Now we're just adding stamina sliders and shit. Okay, we're not actually losing. Huh. That's really weird. Something is setting our jump to be active again. weird. What is doing that? I'll show you what we got here in a second, Michael. I got stumped. I got stumped by this puzzle real quick. But, yeah, I actually got everything going together pretty decently. We got infinite jump on right now, which is unfortunate. But we do have a slider working, so the slider here actually dips like this. And trying to get this jump to work. So I had to switch it from, I just had it so like you can jump again once you hit the ground, but then I realized like when you're riding fakie on a scooter, like you can do like the people do those like little baby bunny hops to, like keep sure like their fakies are straight, and it's like super zeech. But like I learned you can actually do that in this game too, where it's like I don't want them to have to balance the fakie slider like when they're in the air. So I was like, oh well, when they're in the air, you don't have to worry about it. But then you have like the problem where they'll just spam the jump. So I was like, that's not helpful. That's not how scootering works. Like, fuck. Like you can't just keep jumping infinitely to keep your fakie on. So, I decided to add a stamina meter, which is now broken the game. So now there's a lot of tension here, where your player gets really tired. Yeah. So now I need to figure out that problem. We already do have game overs though, which is pretty sick. Super basic. And we got the blood trail. No animations or stuff like that. Just some moving backgrounds. Really basic stuff. That's all we got so far. But it's coming along from starting from nowhere. We've only been going for like 2 hours or so now. So it's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. And, you know, it might be... I don't know. I don't know what I should do about them being able to just jump infinitely. My guess would be to add like, because I don't think the slider's working out, because the slider is causing more problems than I would like. So I'm probably just gonna ditch the slider in general, because that did not turn out how I wanted it to. So I might just go back to the way it was, and then maybe so they don't always jump, we can have like birds or something that fly by. Something that just flies, so they can't just jump all the time. So if they jump, then they'll actually like die and lose. Let's see if that fixed the jumping real quick though. Oh yeah, jumping is fixed. Yeah, we're good on the jumping now. Now we're back to regular jumping. More stamina. Which is honestly okay, because that's a lot of... I already have a lot of like UI stuff already, and I don't want to like clog the screen. It's not very attractive to have like a game that's just full of UI. Okay. Let's add some enemies then. Let's add some things. I already have like a spawner, so you could possibly add some other type of things. The best bet is like a bird, but I can't draw birds very well. I drew a traffic cone like first try, but I don't know about birds. I don't know about birds at all, dude. It's gonna be a failure of a bird drawing. Might need some like references. I'm just gonna Google like birds real quick. Pixel bird. Oh, of course Flappy Bird came up. That's right. That's the one. Like, I don't know. Dude, this is the worst bird ever. Oh, that's actually not bad. Oh shit, I got it. I think I got it. I got like claw colors though. No, this just looks like an airplane. This is terrible. That's kind of a bird. Oh, that's a sick bird, dude. Oh, that's a sick bird. Look at that bird. It's the worst. Yup, that's a bird. Definitely. Definitely a bird. Okay, let's save that as bird 1. I'll actually do an animation for you, just to show you how awful I am at animations. We'll do a bird animation. We'll do this 2-frame animation of this bird. There's bird 2, bird 1 and bird 2. There's bird 2. Okay, sick. Let's get this bird in the scene. Where did I put my bird? There it is. Oh shit. I forgot. I have to resize them. Don't forget to resize your birds. Okay. I do this for... I'm hyped to see how the skater looks. Dude, I haven't gotten to drawing any of that yet. I'm just... yeah. I'm avoiding anything with animation till like I'm not on stream, so it's not documented how awful how awful it gets. The birds are fair. The birds are like they like took me like 2 seconds. We got a bird, so I'm chilling with the bird here. Let's get our bird in here. Let's have him. He can actually move. Let's see. Where's our move slowly script? There's that. We can make the birds really fast. He needs a rigid body, not affected by gravity, and he'll need a circle collider. Cool. I actually need to... Circle collider basically just is the physics for our bird. They'll start like right here. There we go. Let's see, how fast does this bird go? Oh, he's out of there. Dude, he's zooming. Okay, let's add some animation on him real quick. I think I haven't done this in forever. Yeah, this is it. Animation. Let's do bird animation script. Okay. Nice thing about Unity is that they'll do like these auto sample animations for you, which is super sick. So I can just hit record and then go to a timestamp and change. Let's say I go to halfway, like 30 seconds. We'll change it to bird 2. And it goes up to here, and then it changes back to bird 1. And then that's the end of our animation loop. This should play. Yeah, there we go. And now our bird over here, he's just flapping. He's just flapping. And then we can make that a little faster, which is through our sample time. It looks so bad. That's the worst animation ever. That just looks terrible. It looks so terrible. But yeah, I think a little faster and you can cover it up. Yeah. It's pretty bad, but it definitely manages. Now it's a little more alerting that the bird exists. Oh my gosh, he's so fast, dude. Gotta calm down over here. Okay. And he should be able to hurt the player. Let me see if I can jump in front of him in time. No, he didn't. I missed him. I don't think I hit him at all. Oh, it's because I'm using this circle collider. Yeah, I don't know who else is in here. If you're in here, yo, Welcome to the stream, dude. Tell me what I should add to this awful game that I'm making for Michael. Like, tell me what I should do. If we should have, like, skaters in here and we can, like, throw shit at them. I don't know, dude. Hit me up. Okay. Let's see. I think I need to... Yeah, I need to make a prefab of this bird. Let's do bird collective. To add this as a prefab. We should be good after this bird. I need to lower him. Yeah, see, I'm not sure. Because then, like, the height... I have to keep fucking with the height, because I only want him to, like, be able to hurt you if you're, like, jumping and shit. I think that's good. I think that's a good height. Okay. I think we're chilling with this bird. Add bird. Let's just see how fast everything spawns. Let's see. Got traffic going. Oh, damn, dude. That's really good. That's pretty sick, actually. Boom, got me. Nice. Okay. Yeah, birds definitely solve that problem for sure. Let's add like a... I'm just gonna add like a 1 second interval just to show you how like crazy this can get. So we can actually change the intervals we're going here. Yeah, if we go too fast, you can get like a kind of a cheap game over though. Just spams birds. Oh my god, that was so clutch. Dude, this is... Look at all the birds. Oh shit. That's actually really good. Okay. Damn. Maybe I should slow them down even more. Because they're like wicked fast. Fuck. Like I don't even imagine like if I actually had like the slider like being pushed on. Like that would be so hard to deal with. Because I actually don't have anything on the slider. I actually don't have anything on the slider set up to do that. Let's actually get rid of this. I was having a lot of fun with like physics properties earlier, because you can just like Unity has like their own default kind of physics deal going on. So you got some bounciness, so you could like make this like ridiculous like 75 or something, and your guy just like goes crazy. He just goes wild, like boom. Just like some jumps like super high. Okay. I think this is gonna get into a boring part, but I'm okay with it. I need to add some type of force to, which I'm not actually sure how to deal with this yet, but actually add some force to the pointer so that it actually sways on its own. So that the player would actually have to fight it. I don't know if that's like... My inclination is to do a timer. I'm not sure for balancing reasons how often we'll need to recheck this. I learned this trick in school, so if you make like a private enumerator, we'll do I'll call it push timer, because this is the amount of time we want to wait. An enumerator is like a dynamic number, so it basically tracks a number for a certain amount of time and does a certain thing. So you could do wait until, or wait while, or wait 4 seconds, which is what I use most of the time, which is wait 4 seconds. And you can put like a specific amount of time here that you want to have, that you want to wait till it actually pushes some force. So what I'm thinking is that it'll determine, we'll have it'll have it randomly determine a direction on the slider, and we'll have a set time that I'll be able to mess with. So we'll do public float push time, which is the amount of time we're actually going to wait. Which I need to write a tooltip. This is the actual amount of time we're going to wait for a force to act on the pointer. And we put that right here in our enumerator. So it'll wait for this amount of time, and then we should decide a direction. So what I'm thinking is we could do int random equals random dot range 0 to 1, and then if, or we'll do switch. I'll just do if. I don't want to explain what a switch is right now. But if random equals 0, or if random equals 1. So, oops. If random equals 0, we're going to say that's left, and if random equals 1, then we're going to say that that's right. So what random.range does is it selects, it just rolls the dice basically. It's like, it basically flips a coin. This is basically a coin flip in a line of code. This is exactly a coin flip. 0 being heads and 1 being tails. And we're saying that if it's tails, then we're going to push a certain amount in the left direction, and if it's a certain amount, then we'll push a certain amount in the right direction. And we can kind of just add it the same way that I actually put the input in. So we can just kind of do this. So if it's a random thing, then do that. And then at the end, here's the loop I was talking about. At the end, I actually learned that you can start an enumerator within an enumerator. So once this enumerator ends, so once it actually waits a certain amount of time and then does a coin flip to determine which direction to put some force in, and actually pushes a force in that direction, then we'll restart and do it again. So do push timer, method push timer. So it's a kind of cool technique that I like using. It's not crazy efficient, but it's very practical. Super helpful when you're trying to make games like this have weird properties. And then in our start, which is basically at the start of, I can just copy and paste, at the start of this thing's existence, let's start the timer. And boom, there we go. It'll just add it. It should just add it on its own. But we'll see. I do need to add a push time. So for right now, let's just say every 2 seconds. Or maybe that's not often enough. Let's do every 1 second. It'll just add a force. And I don't know. Let's just like play it and see. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, it was going there for a bit. Every second it just adds a little bit in a direction. Yeah, it's just adding in there a little bit. I kind of like that. Okay. And then I think if we have kind of a slower variance of spawning things, then we could actually see this being a force to be reckoned with here with this scale. Yeah, which is interesting. It actually does add some tension there. We could actually use a little more force, to be honest, because it only adds like a little bit of force, and it doesn't seem that extreme. So maybe we could times 2 this real quick. We can just multiply the amount we're pushing. Oh yeah, that's significantly more noticeable. And I think the intervals I have it on right now are pretty good. The only thing I don't like about this setup right now is that it seems to add like from a game design standpoint, it's kind of jarring to be looking at the top but then also look at the bottom. So maybe if I move this here, oh no, that kind of had some problems. Maybe if I make the slider actually black, that might help. Yeah, let's make this actual pointer black and see if that adds a little bit to it. Yeah, that's a little bit helpful. Oh no. Haha. I didn't think about that. That is true. This will have to be trigger, because then other things can act on it. That's a lot better on the eyes, I think. Yeah, that's better on the eyes. It still doesn't seem like it's pushing it very far. Like there's the meter on itself, like just going off there. Maybe times 3. Times 2 wasn't that much, actually. Let's see what a times 3 looks like. Oh yeah, that's like huge. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty good. It's pretty sick. I do enjoy this. This is kind of cool. Okay, let me just make this bar a different color, and then we'll start on some art here in a bit. I'm gonna have to actually like draw Michael, which is gonna be ridiculous. I don't know how that's gonna go. It's probably not gonna go well. It's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be me struggling here for a bit. This is just a quick one I did of Danilo like forever ago. Just not even that accurate at all. Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull up Michael's Instagram and see if I can actually like figure this shit out. I'm just gonna take Danila's and draw all over it, cause just make a duplicate and draw all over it and see where we can go from here to figure out Michael's scooter. You get the AO. He's got like a red clamp right now. Let's see here. He's got like a red clamp. Red clamp and an AO. How do I draw an AO head tube? This is gonna be so difficult. Honestly, it's probably very similar. You got those Sorensens? Is that what you said you had on? You had like the Sorensens? It seems like you have kind of a maroon fork. I can honestly just use the same red. That's fine. The Sorensens, which are like black. Get this head tube in there. Dude, how am I gonna draw this AO head tube? It's kind of got like a hole here. That just looks like the proto one again. God damn it. It's got like another one there. Oh, that's terrible. Dude, what am I supposed to do? How do I draw a quadrum? I'm struggling so hard. I haven't even gotten to the hard part yet. Let me like Google AO quadrum. AO quadrum head tube. Oh, that's funky. That's a funky looking guy. I don't know if I have enough pixel depth to draw this. I can draw like the old AO. That's probably good. I can draw like the old Sachem or quadrum, excuse me. Which is like down here. Wow, that's the worst thing ever. Damn it. This is such a struggle for me. Fucking AO and their weird head tubes. Can't pixel art it. Okay, you have like black wheels. Pretty sure. Oh wait, this is a part of the fork. I'm dumb. And you have like kind of black wheels, so we'll get that in there. Black, and then you have this Jake Sorensen wheels. This is like a Jake Sorensen wheels. It's kind of got a bit of white in there. Cause it's got that's the slump grippers, yeah. Okay, I could add like some white in there a little bit. I just want to add like a little bit of a different color, cause for animations, even though they're super basic, it'll help to just see it kind of rolling. Like say I'll put the white here, and then it'll show that the wheels are going, cause the white will rotate around like that. So almost everything is black besides the deck and the clamp. Yeah. I can honestly keep most of this the same, which is kind of helpful. Let me peep that Instagram post. Yeah, everything's pretty much black. Okay. That's chill. Oh god, I have to actually draw you. You ride like Nike low tops, I feel. I feel like that's generally what you got. You got those Nike low tops. Let's see, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Are you down with the cuff, man? Do you cuff your pants? Like a pro? Like a pro scooter rider? Pro street rider, cuffs pants only? Cuff or die? Dude, I'm so sick of the AO head tube. God damn it, this is terrible. Yeah, no, you're just kind of like a jeans kind of guy. Don't need all this. Don't need all this cuff. Don't need all this cuff. We can just get some denim colors in here. It's a bright denim, jeez. There you go. I can paint bucket that. I say it just goes over. Don't need that. Short length. No cuff. I'm the only one. That's true. That's true. You always got the beanie. The black beanie. Just get that black beanie in here. Dude, honestly, I'm not like crazy about the cuff anymore. Like I was like, for a while I was like, yeah, I kind of like how that looks. Like cuff is cool. Cuff is cool. Cuff is in, and then I'm like, I just kind of want shorter pants. That's what I ended up doing. I was just like, why even fool around with the cuff when I can just like get shorter pants and not deal with the cuff and still have the same look. Still fresh. Dude, this just looks like a helmet now. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's kind of like a beanie. It just kind of looks like a helmet. Oh god. Let's see. What are some references? I highly recommend checking out like Express's chinos, because they're like, I've had them for like long ass periods of time and they don't rip. Like they just do not want to rip. It's so helpful. Like when you're scootering and you fall all the time. You don't want to like rip pants. And I like them because I just got like a weird like length. Like I'm like a 31-30. So it's like weird ordering pants from people. Dude, how do pixel art beanies work? What the fuck? Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Let's see, how did other people do this? Well, they did what I did. They went like, I guess they... Looks so stupid. I'm so bad at this. Yeah, dude, check out they're not like, I don't think they're crazy expensive too. I think they're like normal prices for pants, and they had like last time I looked, they had like a good selection of just like of different sizes, which I respect, because it's hard to get like, I have some like really tall friends, and it's hard for them to get like pants in their size and shit. Like it's really rough, and like I don't want my friends likes their shit too. He was the one that like recommended it. Oh, that looks better. I don't know what I did. I just added like a slump, and that looks like infinitely better. What? Damn, dude, what the hell? I don't even know what I did. I just like slumped it. When in doubt, just slump it. This kind of looks like Dean. At this very moment in time, it does. Dude, what? Dude, what color hair do you have? Like, go back to your Instagram real quick. You kind of like a light brown, like a super light brown. A little bit of... Is it wavy? A little bit of wavy. Like light brown wavy. Let's see what shades of brown we got in here. What? It's pretty bright. It's looking pretty bright actually. Super bright. I think it's because I wear the beanie low. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. That's probably why slumping it helped. I don't like wearing the beanie high either though, cause it's like you got like that weird bulb on your head. Just looks fucking stupid. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, eye color. I have no idea what your eye color is. I just have to keep looking at references. Dude, looking at people's Instagrams is just horrible. It's not helpful for getting this shit done. I don't know. I feel like you kind of have more. What's the facial type? I don't remember what they're all called, but you kind of have a more sloped, not round. Oh no. That just looks weird. Let me retrace my steps here. Oh no. Not that far. I'm not sure about the face. Blonde, red, brown eyes, brown, green eyes. Blonde, red, greenish brown eyes. Brown, oh, brown hair, green eyes. Brown hair, green eyes. Blonde slash red slash brown hair. Okay. Green eyes. I was like, what? What? Let's do brown eyes, and then I'll just like do a paint drop of green over it. Let's do brown eyes, and then we'll take the green and we'll make it 0 opacity, and we'll just color over it. Boom. There we go. Brownish green. That actually looks kind of. That actually looks good. You kind of have like a weird. I should even go lighter for the hair then, if that's what you're saying. It's kind of gold. It is kind of gold. What's the best way to make like longish hair? Oh, there we go. It shows it's like a bit longer. You're always rocking like a Mothership hoodie too, like a black Mothership hoodie. It's easier for me to draw. It's just like paint over. There we go, let's get this in there. Oh, it just looks super black. Okay. There's that. Let's lower this. Let's do a lighter. Let's make it like lighter in general. Oh no, that's like gray. Oh god. That's better. Hoodie is essential. Yes, it is. 100%. 100%. Just make the arm. Let's make it look like you actually have an arm. We'll do. Want to do like a white like lining on the inside, even though that's not there for the normal hoodie, just to show that it's a hoodie. Yeah, that looks better. Because now you can actually tell it's like kind of a hoodie. It's like kind of supposed to be a hoodie. Yep. That looks so much better. You can actually tell it's a hoodie. Should I do it on this side too? Yeah. Yeah, that was helpful. That looks a lot better. Okay. This arm is still just too hard to see. You don't have an arm. It's better. I think that's looking pretty good. It's getting there. I should remove all this, had all this subtle stubble for Danella that I can get rid of. That's looking pretty slick. What am I missing here? I still feel like something is missing. Something is definitely still missing. Head tube is not where I'd like it to be at the moment. I can probably... I don't know. What should I do? Let me know what I should do, 'cause I'm not sure. There's something off about it. It's just not all there yet. I'm not sure. Either way, I'll just put it in the game for right now. Just to see it. Michael. Oh no, you're so small. Did I forget to upscale or what? Or no, it's pixels per unit 32. That's what I did for all the other ones? Okay. Okay. I don't know why I did that. That's very arbitrary. Choose Michael. Set it up. Point. It's pretty decent. It's looking alright. Like when it's actually in there. Oh my gosh, this is like nerve-wracking. This is actually a good game. This is crazy. I'm actually pretty stoked about how this turned out so far. Dude, we're chilling. Here, I'll maximize this so you can actually see like this well. Get a good view of like what's going on. I just need to add some animation to the character real quick. Which is really easy. It's just a quick idle animation. Idle animations are super simple. And I'll explain it. Idle is like the animation you see when the player is at rest and nothing is happening to them. And for you, I'll probably just make the wheels turn and maybe like you bend your knees or something, like just something so see. Yo, would it be hard to make a staircase that you could fakey hop down? If you jump too early, it's game over. I could make it like there's like hazards on the staircase for sure. I could put like hazards there, so if you land on the stairs, you die, or something like that. That could totally work. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm not sure how I set that up. You know, actually, no, I do know how I set that up. That would be kind of weird. I guess. I have to think about how I'd program that in, because right now I just have it so that I'll show you the behind the scenes of how this scene actually works and explain it to you. We have our background, and we have these two backgrounds right here, and I'll zoom out. So in this scene, which I'll make larger for you, this is kind of the behind the scenes of the game. So when I hit play, as you can actually see, these loop automatically, which is really interesting. But essentially, it's calculating like when the screen gets to a certain point, move this one in front of the other one. At least that's the method of how I did it. But they're just two objects that repeat. So maybe I'd set up another object that also that also repeats. You know what I could do? This could be a solution where I don't have to change my repeating background, and I could add more. Is that the player moves. Um, the player doesn't move at all. The player just stands still. However, the player does interact with physics because the player has a collider, so it does have gravity. So the only thing that so what I could do is I could have you actually jump up elevation, so spawn elevation like I'd spawn elevation like I'd spawn a traffic cone or a bird, and you could actually jump on top of it. I think that could definitely be a possibility. Let's see if I can do that right now. Let's try that. It would be an interesting compromise for sure. Okay, so if our default is 150, let's add another layer on top of it, like this. So here's the normal repeating background we have is that guy. So if we get rid of that, and here's our on top of it background, we could add a staircase, like, yeah, I think that would be cool to like jump up and then eventually have to jump off as well. That'd be kind of sick. That would definitely be sick. Let's start cutting them like this. My beautiful art skills coming into play. This. Just cutting them off in 3x3s. That's the simplest, I suppose. I think the player has enough velocity to jump up this. I think it should be fine. Or this has enough velocity that we can jump up it. Might have to make it a little shorter. I think that's okay though. A lot of like that. With an outline. Yeah, I do like that idea though. I think that's a cool dynamic. Just adding an outline so you can actually see it and see that it's important. 'Cause sometimes that type of stuff is missed on players. If you don't have the actual outline, people will just think it's like in the background. I guess we'll just call the staircase 1. Okay, so we have our staircase 1. Point, apply. Ooh, I need to change its, or actually, these backgrounds are times 9.5, so the staircase needs to be times 9.5 as well. There we go. Now it's like in there. Let's throw it in the background. So nothing. There we go. Oh, needs to go even farther. Yep, now it's in the background. Sick. Okay. Let's add physics 2D polygon collider. This is basically a collider that I can edit. And the reason I want to use these is because players getting stuck on like sharp corners is really frustrating. That's like a really frustrating experience when players get stuck there. It's not fun. They kind of just get pissed off. Like if they got hit like on the edge of this corner and that killed them, that'd just be so frustrating. So the nice thing about the edge collider is that I can draw it so that it's just below that threshold of wherever it would kind of be angry, and then just kind of test it. But they are more intensive to use graphics wise. So that's why I kind of avoid them, but I think in certain cases they're important, so. No gravity. Let's add move slowly. Slowly, and then I think it was -6 is the speed of the ground. So if you want this to go the same speed as the ground, then we just have to do that. Oh no. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's the freaking Titanic. Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh god. Okay. I need to double check and make sure. Yeah, bird is trigger, traffic cone is trigger. Okay, cool. I'll actually make the traffic cone like -6. I just need to make sure my orders are correct. The order in layer is like where sprites, like if sprites were in front of each other and behind each other, the order in layer is like actual numbers of their position. So like 0 would be just the middle, and then if it was 1, it would be 1 would be in front of anything in front of 0, and -1 would be behind anything that's so on and so forth. So like the city landscape here, like I want that like way back there, like -8 or something, you know, because I don't want like my player to be behind that. So I want my player to be definitely like in front of that in that hierarchy. Okay, let's see. Constraints, I need to freeze the rotation and freeze the position on the Y, so we only move on the X, and that should fix that floaty problem. Yeah, it does. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Yes, dude! It's spinning out of control, it's out of there! Dude, he's out of there! Okay. All I have to do to that is freeze the player's X position and their Z rotation. Actually, freezing their... Let's just see what happens if he just pushes. He pushes them off screen. Yeah, he just pushes them off screen. That's pretty funny though. I do like that. That could be a cool game over. Okay, that's actually some pretty dope feedback. This is turning into a sick game. Let's just make like a non-moving traffic cone outside of the map. So nobody, just so they get stuck out there. Let's add a box collider. Box collider, this is a representation of our wall. Throw that there. And we'll just do that really quick. So the player goes off screen, then they die. Let's see if that is the case. Oh, I forgot to set it to trigger. That would do it. That's not how you spell barrier. I don't care. When you make games, you just lose all care for spelling correctly. It's just gonna happen. Perfect. Wow, that's actually really good. That's dope. That's sick as fuck. Yeah, now we have like little things we can jump on. That's kind of cool. Oh, it pushes me even... Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I wonder why that happens. I think that might be the friction. I think I need to get rid of all my friction. I don't know if that'll mess with anything though. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's so sick. What? That's so cool. And then all we need to do from there is make the staircase a prefab. So if we have our staircase, I might even be able to... Oh no, I don't know if flipping it would do well like that. I couldn't just make the other side. Here's what we could do. We could literally just. All right. Here's a little trick. I want this side to be the other side. Let's flip it. Flip it. Copy paste. There we go. Done. Now it's like a frame. That's hilarious. Okay. That was easy. Super, super easy. Okay. Now I have this kind of up obstacle. That was a good idea, Michael. I like that. Let's add that to the prefabs. Let's delete this one, and then we can just add it to our spawner. So it should just add to the list of things we have to spawn in here, and one of them will be every 2.5 seconds. One of them will be a staircase. I'm curious though, if we spawn a oh no, what happened? Oh, it was the it was the balancer. I wasn't paying attention to that. Every what happens if multiple, that's what happens. Oh my gosh. That's what I was so curious about, if we have multiple staircases like that. Oh, that's so cool though. I really like that. What? That's crazy. I also like the staircases because if you're on a staircase and a bird spawns, it actually repurposes the bird. So you have to jump over them instead of not jump over them. So it kind of forces the player to relearn, at least have different expectations. That's pretty cool. Although my player is going ahead. My player is going forward. That's not good. I don't want my player to do that. I think I need to add some drag. I think that's why that's happening. Yeah, that's an effective drag. And actually it's not crazy hard to bounce the bar. Making the drag makes it harder to oh, okay. That's really weird. Huh. Adding drag made the jump height strange. That's so weird. How about just one drag? Oh gosh, yeah, that really fucked up the game. Adding drag. Okay, let's go into code and change the limit. Let's make it like 15 for jump instead of 5 and see where that takes us. Because now 5 isn't enough jump height. Let's do like a solid like 7. That's a lot. That's a lot of jump height. It might be too much. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, I'm down with that. I kind of like that. I think it kind of helps being able to jump higher. Dude, I like this game. What else do I need to add to this? Because this is looking pretty good. This is sick so far. I definitely need to finish that idle animation because I did not like get into it. Can you make it so you can do fakie manual on the staircase? Probably really hard. I could just change the animation. You know what I could do? I could. Oh, you know what? That'd be sick. Actually, I can. Dude, we could do. It could be super basic though. Like we could do like. Say we do the default character. Right? If their default character. Let's increase the canvas. Let's make it like, I don't know, 70 instead of 64. Right? So we'll make this 70. Now we've got this background. We'll delete this background, and then we'll take the character and we'll just rotate it. Oh no, that looks really glitchy. Hold on. I have an idea. I have a okay idea. Hold on. Tree size 6400. That's too much probably. I need to do math. Hold on. I needed to do math to make this fakey manual work. Let's do 64 times 4. That is 256. Alright, let's resize these to 256. This will make the character in here really big. That's okay though. Because what we need to do is go to our pixels per unit, and what we need to do is do 256. No, we need to do a little bit less than that. We need to do, what's 64 times 2? That's 128. Let's do 128. Did that work? Did that make it back to the normal size? It's almost back to normal size. It seems close to where it was. Yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, that didn't screw us up crazy. Okay, so the size needs to be 256, and pixels per unit is 128. Oh no, I made it 158. 128 is pixels per unit. Oh, now it's really big. Oh god. I don't know if I want it that big. I like 0.75 again. Yeah, 0.75 is fine. That's fine. Just messes up my collider. I have to edit all that again. Let's see if that size is still okay though. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Okay, so here's my plan. I'm just gonna change it to this new sprite. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this like, we're gonna take this guy. I have so many duplicates. I need to close all these. My computer's like running so slow now. We're gonna change the sprite and just angle it. So we'll just rotate it like that. So we'll do, oh no, we'll do canvas size 300 just for fun. This is an interesting challenge. So we'll do this kind of angled like this. So it's still centered where it was. Yeah, okay. Still centered where it was, but we're kind of... There we go. Now we're in a manual. Boom. Easy. Okay. Easy, Michael. Easy. Fakey Manny. You're gonna have to get really good at fakey Mannies after this, though. Like, wicked good. Like, you're gonna have to do them downhill bomb. Sorry. Alright. And then what we're gonna do is because these staircases, let's call them Manny. We'll call them Manny, and then in our player script, I'm gonna get a reference to a sprite. So we'll do public sprite, and then we're gonna do default sprite, which is the sprite we already have, and then we're gonna make public sprite Manny sprite. Manny sprite. Okay. Okay. Manny sprite. And on collision, do we have a reference for sprite render? We do. Okay, I'm glad I already did that. Sweet. So on collision enter, if the objects we're colliding with, if its tag is Manny, if that's Manny, then the sprite renderer sprite equals Manny sprite. Yep. And then on collision exit, if we're exiting colliding with an object, if we're exiting the collision with an object called Manny, then we need to load the default sprite. And let's see if that works. First thing I need to do though before we launch is that I need to I need to change the pixels per units on this to 128. Set it to point. I already did that. Set it to point. And then in the actual player, he needs to have a reference to this. Let's see if that worked. Oh, it didn't work. I don't think I changed the... Yeah, I didn't change the staircase tag. That's why. I didn't change it to Manny. There we go. There it is. Fakey Manny, son. Fakey manuals. Got him. Fakey manuals up here. Easy peasy. And now I think something else we can do is we can make the bar slider harder when you're in Fakey Manny, because Fakey Mannies are hard as fuck. So we need the balance bar to be a lot harder. So something that'll help us with this, I'm going to make use of a static variable, which is one of my favorite things in programming, is that if you call something static, so public static int, static int, what are we calling this? Let's call it push difficulty, something like that. I don't care. Push modifier. That's good. Push modifier. So public static push modifier. So if something is called static, then any code in your project can access it. So if you have an integer, which is a number, which could just be any number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, and it's static, then I could be in this file and it can access it. I can be in another file and it can access it. I can be in any file I want and it can access it, and I don't need a reference to the file or anything. I can just say balance bar pointer dot push modifier equals whatever and change its value. So I'm going to change this push modifier so that it's a variable that we can change. So in our Fakey player behavior, at the start, we're going to do balance bar point modifier dot and then push modifier, which comes up right here, which is our integer. At the start, we're going to set it to equal to 3. Easy, easy, easy. But if we're in a Manny, if we're in Fakey Manny, push modifier is going to be 6. Which is, oops, I forgot the balance. There you go. Dot push modifier. It's my favorite thing about programming. It's one of my favorite things in programming is static variables, because they're super useful. They can get messy depending on how you use them, but the static variables are like the reason you can do like high scores and things like that. It's so helpful. It's so helpful because you don't have to constantly make a bunch of references to things and try and figure out how it works. And now it should be harder. It should be 2 times harder to hold our balance when we're in the Fakey Manny. Here we go. Fakey Manny. Yeah, it's harder. I can confirm it's definitely harder. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Damn, dude, what a game. I think to make the fakey Manny look a little better is that I'll just basically set it so that if we're in the air, we'll set that sprite back to the normal. Where did I put that code? This is why I need to comment, because I'm like so lost right now. I'm just like going through everything. There it is. I was like, damn, Jesus. Let's add some more tags here, just to play around with what we got. So our border, let's call this. I'm gonna make it look better too. I'm gonna try to make that manual look better. Let's do normal. Do normal, so if the player is on normal, then their sprite should be normal, and so on and so forth. On collision enter, if other draw tags, normal. Default sprite. Just because it's a bit choppy. And this could add some little jump animation feedback too, is that if we jump right into that fakey Manny position and whatever, so that could just help us out. Okay, where... Oh god, I need to comment. I'm so lost. SR Manny sprite. Okay. On jump. Where's our jump? Oh, here it is. Here's our jump. Dope. Ground, 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 ground. Let's tag this as normal. Now we should have like a little jumping. Yeah, a little jumping animation there too. That makes that fakey Manny look so much smoother. That's interesting. Sometimes. Yeah, that fakey Manny looks so much smoother. Got more feedback in here too. All about that feedback. Yeah, look at that fakey Manny. It looks so good. Wow. I back heavy. I'm addicted to my own game now. Alright. Last thing we should add before I do all the cosmetic stuff. I might do music and things on my own time and whatever. But something we need to have is a timer. A timer. It's as simple as that. And let's make a new script for that. Just because I keep putting everything in the same scripts. And that's not good. That's not good best practices. Let's do... Using... First I'm going to import... Oh no. There it is. It wasn't autofilling there for a second. Dude, I can't live without autofill. God, it'd be the worst program ever. Timer text. And we'll do private int counter. Super simple. So right here I just made a UI element called text that'll just overlay on the screen. It's just a sprite of text that'll overlay on the screen that we can make whatever font we want and whatever. And then here we have a private integer, so it's an integer exclusive to this frame. And then at the start, so void start, at start, once this thing exists, counter equals 0. And then in update, we're going to say timer text dot text equals counter dot toString, because counter is a number and we need it to be text, so we're converting it into text here. And so our text equals text. And then I'm going to concatenate it, which means I'm just going to add some more text to it. And just say seconds. Seconds here. And counter +1? Is that what it is? It's just counter +1? Means once a frame. I do once every frame. I might have to Google that. Once every frame, add 1 unity. I could just need an enumerator for that. I could just do an enumerator, but that works too. I guess I don't have to do it this way. I could just do an enumerator. Enumerator count, which is our count function, which will count for us. And we'll do yields, return, new, wait 4 seconds. And this is the loop thing that I was talking about earlier. Which loops it, counter, whoa. Counter plus equals 1. And then we're going to call count again. So we're going to count once more. And start routine, count. Dope. And now every frame it should update that. I've made new code, thank God. And now we need to actually make our text, because we don't have any at the moment. Do UI text. Let's actually do like an image. I always like doing that. That's helpful for me. Because the image is nice. It just makes everything look kind of cleaner, more slick. So we got this. We're using our anchor to put it in the top left. Actually, I want to edit it first before we do that. Let's do 200. No, 100 by 50 is fine. Might be too small. It is too small. I'm so bad at this type of stuff. Okay, put that in the corner. And we'll add UI text. And we'll center this here. Center the text. Let's make it black text so it pops up a little better. Like 25 font. There we go. And I'll actually have it lean this way. That's kind of better. And we'll add the timer script to this. Timer text there. And then that should work. Let's see. How'd that timer work? 0 seconds, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second. That's pretty good. That works. It's like a basic counter. See if we can change. No, I don't want to change that right now. We'll wait on that. Yeah, that's kind of the basis of how you can do some high scores and things like that. It's pretty simple. You just keep track of counter, and I could even make counter a public static integer. So if I wanted to, that's actually a possibility. We could do that. We could do that so it saves, like, you could do high scores by like saving like, oh, here's the best time or whatever and whatnot. So let's just play here for a second, see how many seconds I can get. I want to see what happens when I get to double digits, because I might need to edit. Oh no, it's perfect. It's got enough space up there. Should stay 2D. Falling asleep yet? Actually, you know what? I don't even think I need to do that. That one. That might actually fix my animation problem. Because there's a little bit of a bug with the animation that I've noticed. It kind of gets sloppy from time to time. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it stays. Sick. Yeah, the animation looks way smoother. Yeah, it's not crazy difficult to make games. It's pretty straightforward. Like, it's just, no one's written out the steps for you. You just it's just a big puzzle that you have to figure out and solve. Yeah, perfecto. The animation is like, I'm actually pretty proud. That looks good. That looks real good. Oh my gosh, all these stretches of just getting a bird. Oh my gosh, more birds, more birds. More birds, more birds. Dude, fakey Manny Firecracker. Alright, I need to turn off the timer when we lose. That's something I need to do. Let's see here. It's probably in my player death script. Public game object timer, so we get a reference to the actual object. When I say game object, it's essentially anything in the hierarchy over here. So Unity has this virtual hierarchy for us that actually shows us like the actual objects that we can create. So you can start with like an empty object here, just like a game object, and then you can add components. And components are essentially just scripts people have already written. So there's like scripts for physics and scripts for audio. Like if I want this to be an audio source and I want this game object to like play audio, then I can set it to play when it starts and loop it and change its volume, change what it is, etc. Name it, all that. And then if I also want it to be a particle, I can add a particle system, which are super fun. I love particles. Particles are essential to a good game. I might actually make some for the background there because it looks kind of sick. Actually, I might just repurpose this because that actually looks sick as fuck. It's like a background. Yeah, let's do that like right now actually. Let's do order in layer -9. It's cool, like the city's kind of lively because it's kind of oozing like that. Let's do default particle. Oh yeah, that's cool. Particles are just so sick. Like they're so much fun. Like you can just make like whatever and make it look really sick. Like here's some presets I have, like a rainbow preset, so they just kind of pull up as random colors in the background. It's just a way to make your game look really good. Just like that's, I don't know, you have a good looking game, like it can go like a long way for you. You can like change particles are just like sprites that just appear. I guess that's how I'd describe them. Like fire. Like fire is like a good example of like a particle. Because fire is the quintessential particle. It's just kind of emitting. That's how I describe it. It's kind of like this emission of deals in here. But yeah. Oh, see, like, look at that background, like, after we add particles. It looks so much better. Like, that's just, like, cool. Just some cool shit to add. It looks so cool. Okay. So, let's stop this counter once it's game over. Let's go into timer. And let's get a reference to the player in our timer. public fakey player behavior player. So we got the player here, which we will set up here in the canvas, because we actually need to do, let's do that first. Let's go into the canvas here, and you'll see it needs to find the player. Now it has a reference to the player, so now anything that the player is doing I can access in this script, which is good. So I can do things like if let's do private int end counter, or end number. Let's do end number just to make it less confusing. And then I can say in update if player dot is dead equals true. So I can just set it up like that. If player is dead, if player dot is dead, if player dot is dead, then counter or end number equals counter equals counter. So the end number equals whatever the counter was. Do that once. Stop currentine count. Hopefully that works. I've had problems with that in the past, actually. That function is very unreliable, but I'll use it this time. Stop currentine count. And timer.text. And we'll change this to end number instead. .toString, just to be sure. Just to be sure. That should work. I might not even need to make end number. I'm just kind of being cautious here. 4 seconds. 5 seconds. Still counting. Okay. It's that function. It's not reliable. I could do stop all coroutines, but that could actually stop the level from ending, possibly. But we'll do it. I think there's some workarounds I can have for that. So like I could have a button spawn instead. Let's just go ahead and die here. Game over. 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Still says 6 seconds. Great. That's fucking awesome. That's fantastic. That worked so perfectly. Now we need a button to restart the game, because we don't have one. We need a button for exit and a button for restart. Let's go ahead and do that in our canvas here. Let's go over in our game over collective. Let's just enable it real quick. Basically, when the player is dead, I just tell this game object to activate. So it's kind of hidden, and then I unhide it. That's literally all I do. It's kind of cheap, but it's an easy way to just... It plays a sound effect when it spawns, and it does all that, and I didn't have to do any extra programming, which is really helpful from my perspective. Let's add a button. This will be the quit button. Quit game, because we need to be able to do that. Let's do exit game. It's a bit better to say. Exit game. Exit game. Edit how this button looks at all here. Looks a little bit better than the default button. Yeah, that looks okay. And then I'm gonna need to make another script. Yep. This is gonna be UI controller. UI controller. And this is going to be simple. It's literally just, I don't even think I need to make anything. I just need to make functions. So public I will need a reference to the level, so I'll probably need public string level name. Strings are essentially just text. So anything you type in like a word editor, like Microsoft Word or something, it's literally just a string, just a line of strings. And strings are arrays of characters, which arrays are something that are a bit confusing, but I can talk about it later when if I actually use them. I don't think I've had to use arrays once. I used arrays a single time and I didn't even have to. They can be super useful, but for simple things like this you don't really need them. So public void end game, and this is going to be a function that, so the Unity's UI system can actually like reference like any public function that like any code can write. So like this code called UI controller has a function called end game, so you can essentially just get a reference from the button. It'll allow you to do this. It'll just find the UI controller and find the end game function, so it'll just automatically set it. That's what's so nice about Unity. It'll just automatically set it, so like if you press this button, it'll run that function. So I can put anything I want in there and that button will be fine. So that's what's really easy about like mobile controls, is that I can do mobile controls that way. So the same way I wrote like the pressure for the balance meter, I could do that as a button as well. So yeah, it's super simple. But actually making Unity force quit is just application.quit. So that's all that function needs to be. Super easy. And then public void reload level. Also really simple, although I need to import scene manager just to tell the system that, hey, I'm trying to switch scenes, so I need to access this. And then in my reload level, I need scene manager dot load scene, and then load scene is a function that takes a string, which will be our level name, which is what we wrote right here. So I can set this to be whatever I want and it'll work. Super easy, super easy. So let's actually add this to the scene. Let's add the UI controller. The level name is Michael Game. Michael Game. And then in our button, in our quick game button, we can do, no, do main camera, UI controller, end game. There it is. Sick. And then I'm just going to duplicate this button for the sake of time, because that's quicker. And we'll do reload, or do retry. That's probably what people are most familiar with. Retry, and we'll make retry green, because color association. Green for positive. That's the positive response button. And we'll make exit game the red button, because it's a negative action. So you'll automatically know, like, oh, okay, quit, whatever. And then I'm not crazy good at UI design. I got an A+ in that class, but I'm actually like not good at it. I don't know how I got an A+ in that class, but I had a good teacher. I had a very nice teacher. That's definitely what happened. But yeah. This is centered. I'll just base it off of this. Yeah, that's center enough, I suppose. So I don't want to do that yet. Let's add this scene. There we go. And then we can get rid of this. Oh, I didn't. Did I set up the button? No, I didn't. I didn't set that to the right function. Reload level. There we go. And then I actually have to. Yeah, I put that Michael game. Okay. And yeah, let's get rid of the game over icon and let's play and lose on purpose and then test to see if we can reload the game. 2, 3, 4, 5. I died. 3 seconds. Retry. Let's try again. Oh no. Level name cannot be added. Oh! Stupid mistake. I put, I knew the mistake as soon as I saw it. I put, when you do this, when it's looking for a string, that's the actual string itself. But if you want it to actually find, like, something that is a string, like the name of something, you can't put quotations around it. But if you put quotations, then it's an actual string. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Now it should work, hypothetically. Retry. Boom. There we go. Damn, dude. This is like an actual game. It's exciting. Super exciting. I think I want to add more, maybe some text to the sliders here. Or maybe like a right and left arrow. I need more signifiers to say what this slider really is. Because I don't think people know that it will actually, they'll actually like affect it. So maybe just some more text and stuff to help people know what the fuck this is, because I think that's kind of a struggle at this point. I think it's hard to tell what we're supposed to be looking at here when it comes to this UI. Like, yeah, I can explain to you this is a balance slider and use the arrow keys to move it, but I think you need to actually explicitly, like, say to look out for this, or I don't think people are gonna catch on to that. How should I go about that? That's always a struggle, because it's like, I don't know what to do about that. Let's do text for now. Something is better than nothing. I think if you have nothing, that's really bad. I think if you have something, that's better. Put an outline to the text. Make it white. A or left arrow. Yeah, this is better than nothing for sure. This will be A or left arrow. This will be D or right arrow. Gotta let people know how to play your game. It's just super crucial. Just super crucial. Could be some warnings too. Those always help, like flashing warnings. I haven't done anything like that. A or left arrow, D or right arrow. Don't know if putting him here is helpful. You're getting in the way of the Mudstrip logo here. You can't do that. I also don't want him like in the way. This is the worst part about like UI design. Just figuring out how am I supposed to like convey this effectively. I feel like how I had him the first time is probably close to good. For now, at least. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure what I want to do for that. I feel like I could do some complex math to like figure out when to spawn the arrow, but maybe just flashing balance in general is okay. You know, I could do every time. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I could do every time, so in the timer, every time that pressure, or not in the timer, excuse me, in the balance bar pointer, every time that push has been affected on it, it could flash balance. I think that's a good idea. I think I should do that. Yeah, I think that's a solid idea. I like that. Public game object, balance text. Let's do balance text dot set active true, and then we'll do yield return new wait 4 seconds, and then we'll do 0.1 seconds. We'll do false. False. And we'll do true. And false one more time. It's like 0.3 seconds where it just says balance, balance, balance. That could be good. How many times is it? 1, 2. Maybe one more. Maybe one more loop would be good. True, false. True, false. True, and then false. Okay. Says 1, 0.1, 0.2, 4 plus 0.5 seconds. That's 0.5 seconds added to the push timer. I think maybe even it needs to be a little stronger than like the actual like force. Yeah, maybe it should be like 4. If it's not like acting up as much, then it should probably be like 1 more than it normally is, just for balance purposes. Yeah, that's cool. I like that as an idea. And then we can just do big red flashing text balance. Do white outline 28, 25. Yeah, 25. Ooh, that's good. Balance. All caps and exclamation marks. I mean business. Okay. That's so weird. That's the one thing I hate about programming. You type words out, like I type balance right there, and I'm like, that's not how you spell balance. But it is. Like that's totally how you spell balance. But I'm just like tripping. I'm just like, that's not how you spell balance. And we'll put it like in the center of the screen. Maybe a little bit higher. Where was... Oh, that's in here, the balance bar. Okay. Did you fall asleep, Michael? Did you fall asleep on me, dog? Do not blame you. It is pretty late. I'm dozing off a bit myself. I'm convinced to finish this game. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow morning. Playing GTA. Oh, I got you, I got you. Sick. You got the Tyler Bonner set up, dude. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of freaky, though. I feel like it should be lower. Oh god, I just, like, dodged a bird for my life, dude. Yeah, I don't think it should be center. That's fucking with my eyes, dude. Holy shit. Be like the very bottom. You're watching to the end. Damn, dude. Oh my gosh. I might have to like try to make music here in a bit. That's gonna be the worst part. I'm the worst musician on the planet. Okay. Have I inspired you at all to like try to make games? But I doubt it. Probably like made you more like, I'm never making video games. This is fucking insane. This is fucked. Like, no way am I doing this shit. I think that's good. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, we've got timers. Actually tell the players what the fuck is going on. I think it is time to get to the music. This is gonna be like one of those things that I might like fuck with for like 2 seconds and just rage quit, because I just can't make music for my life. We'll make like the worst thing ever. It's cool. Sounds pretty cool. Let's get some like 8-bit shit going on in here. I might just use like an ARP, because they're easy to make. ARPs are super sick. They're like these yeah, hype for this part. Dude, this is gonna be the cringiest part. I got some crazy ass like virtual instruments in here, like you don't even know. Like ice cream is fucked. Like ice cream just has all this cool ass shit, like pre-made shit that's just so dope. Like that's so cool. Like I just have no idea what I'm gonna do. I don't know, I feel like I need to go like do some Mega Man type music. I always need a reference. Like if I'm drawing or doing something, I always need a reference. Let's take a look at like Mega Man 1 OST. Let's like listen to some of this. that's pretty good. I might like something like that. I could have like fast paced something or other. They kind of have sharper, higher pitched instruments too. That's kind of closer. Let's see what other types of ones we have in here. It's a square. Some Sonic music. Oh yeah, like Green Hill Zone. Are we getting Green Hill Zone up in here? Think about how they compose that. It's kind of basic actually. They kind of have like a dun 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 dun. Would you like? I'm not fond of that instrument. Let's find a better one. There's a lot of instruments in here. Oh god. Some of these just sound terrible. Spread. I think the first one was probably one of the better ones. That's a moth. Whoa. I need to go higher pitch. I'm like way too low. That kind of sounds cool. That might sound good as like quarter notes or half notes instead of never mind. I don't know shit about music theory. Boom. There's the thing. Green Hill. Get some inspo from Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I feel like a MIDI out there for Green Hill Zone exists. I feel like I need like just a good beat, and we're golden. I think anything can be solved with a good beat. Yeah, this might be something I just rage quit on. This is just so hard. I have no idea where it is. Oh, got like. Ooh, that's fucking sick. Oh shit. what? Like, fuck what I just wrote. Like, what is this? That's fucking cool. I kind of like that, like, techno fucking shit. What type of notes are these? It's not 16th. It's 8th. Is that 8th then? Da, 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 da. I have a space of like 4 in between each one. Oh, that's so cool. That's kind of cool. Oh god. That needs to be faster. Ooh, that's slick. I do enjoy that. Da, 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 da. Okay, okay. It's getting there, it's getting there. Should I loop 3 times or 2 times? Let's see, how annoying is it? I think maybe 3? Ah, there you go. We go for 3 to see if it's pushing it. What the fuck? That sounded sick. Okay, how does that sound all together? Okay, maybe not loops of 3 and do loops of 2, and then do that inner junction guy. Dude, what the heck? coming together. Like, actually, I only have 6 seconds, but whatever. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's got some good pacing to it, I suppose. I wonder how it would sound on a different instrument. Maybe if we add some other instruments to it, it might sound interesting. If it adds like some bass to it. Oh, I don't like that. It's not very good. Drum? That sounds ridiculous. Oh. That's kind of cool. Let's get that like 8-bit influence back in here though. Like, let's see what we can add to this. Oh shit. Let's lower that like a bunch because it just overshadows. Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe like for this one, we can get rid of the fast part because the fast part doesn't really work well with the bass there. That's fucking cool. Big time. Duplicate this part. Start fucking with this one. Just do like a triangle. Triangles. I don't know how that would sound. Yup. It's getting there. Wonder what it would sound like with the... Let's see. Where'd I put that ARP? Put like the ARP there. Huh. Now it's starting to get annoying. Like after a while, it was like, ugh. Okay. Let's go back to just the original one. Let's see if we can continue the song. forgot one in there. Yeah, I did. There's like a crazy technique for making like really good like chiptune music where you here, I'll try it real quick. You go through scales really fast. And then you can kinda duplicate with that and go through it. Yep, there it is. Reminds me of like Galaga. Which is pretty funny, actually. You can do like ascending ones too. I'm not quite sure how well that is though. Let's try this ascending. Let's try the exact same notes but ascending. See how that sounds. What? And some people put them like towers too, so they just duplicate the same thing and then boom, just put it right under it. Sounds terrifying. Sounds like my computer's about to explode. I think I can make this, like just this normal one I have, a little better, so it's less annoying. I can probably do that through some effects. So it's got reverb on it. Let's see what type of compressing can do. A little punchy. I think delays are fun if you do like an echo. Pokemon is a really good like form of the structure. Like their gym leader battle. Let's look that up, like gym leader music. Like the kind of vomit is kind of the ascending descending thing. I think that's partially the problem with this song so far, is that it's not really like the beginning of the Pokemon song, like here, like not that part. Bum, ba-da, bum, That's all kind of like, that's kind of like the... Maybe that's the problem, is that the fast part should be the... like that part. Maybe I... Maybe I could do that again. But maybe there's something different about it, like... Oh, you know what? That's what I should do. I should do... There we go. Oh, that's it. Yup. That's fucking great. I like that. That's interesting. How do they progress in Pokemon? Do they go down? They go down, down, up, rift. Up, down, up, down. They do up, down, super up, and then rift. I'm doing like I'm going just down, 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 down. That's like way not on pattern. Dun, 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 dun. What should come after that though? Because Pokemon has like da na 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 na. But it fits like their staccato. So I end off here at like A flat. I think I just need to hear this with like the actual chip tune here. It's making it hard to visualize. Oh no. No, dude. Dun, 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 maybe that's longer. That sound good. Dun, 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 Oh yeah. That would sound way better if it was longer. Dun, 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 ba, 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 maybe? Ba, ba, ba. Thoughts? What's missing here? I'm struggling. Let's do a run through real quick. Da, da. Da, 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 da. I think it's alright. Oh, that was okay. Dun, 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 dun. And then it loops. Dun, 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 dun. Let's make that sound nicer. Like reverb, gotta have the reverb. interesting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that so far. Someone just randomly joined the stream and left. They're just like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Yep. Exactly. That would be good as like a background. I should probably do that. Oh, no. There's been a second viewer this whole time. I don't know, dude. I don't know what he's up to. He's enjoying the stream. He's probably playing GTA 2. Who is this mysterious man? Get in here. Get in the chat. I don't blame you. Chat is illegal. Yeah, it is. There's like a hell of a delay for sure. I think that like the last part might be cool. If, like, actually, I'll just wait. I'll just wait to show you because I have an idea. We're gonna add an instrument in here. Make sure I didn't this one. Let's add a fucking trumpet. I'm gonna add the best instrument ever. Let me find it. Oh my gosh, you can do like a concert voice? What? That sounds so terrible. Oh my god, no. I can't do that. Guitar? Banjo, duh. Dirty jazz. It's gotta be a trumpet. It just has to be. Or a saxophone. Duh. Brass, there we go. Trumpet, 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 trumpet. French horn, muted trumpet. Is that a trumpet or a fucking pig? Oh my gosh. This is just getting worse. God, that's kind of ear piercing. Oh, the trumpet is, or the French horn is so late. What happened? Get in there, French horn. This is getting worse. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those things that I just rage quit and find some like royalty-free music or something, because it's just honestly better. Like, because some SoundCloud shit. I don't like anything I just made, so it's probably best if I just move on. I'll save it. Maybe I'll come back to it in the future. Terrible song. That's what I'm gonna save it as. Terrible song. And we're just gonna like find some dude SoundCloud who's just clearly better at making music. Oh my gosh. So good. That's so good. Yeah, Fear of Dark is so good. Let's see, what is his music policy? Blah 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 blah. Is it all rights reserved? I don't know if he's like trying to let people use his music or what. Cause his music's really good. His music's so good. Wow, like what the heck? I can't even, that's just so good. Like that's like wicked good. I don't understand. Let's go to the YouTube sound library. They have a bunch of like royalty free music on there. I can just put in there. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, okay. What do you think, Michael? Is this you? Oh, damn, dude. Oh, that's pretty funky. I'll put that on the maybe. That's pretty sick. Damn, that's by Dan Lebowitz. Good job, Dan. That's definitely going in the possible list. Damn, dude. There's a lot of R&B in here. Dude, this is all by Dan Lebowitz, dude. Fuck yeah, Dan. More funky rock. Oh my god, dude. That's, we need like, I don't know what is. It was good to the bass guitar. John F. Kennedy inaugural speech, classic, inspirational. What the
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
Why is that in the sound library? What the fuck? Oh, hip hop angry. Oh no, dude. I need to like hold up, like turn down my Chrome. Dude, this Chrome is just blasting. Beach disco. Is that even a thing? Can I like search that? Like 8-bit hip hop? Hip hop? What does that sound like? Random hip hop chiptune compilation. Here, what the fuck you gonna do? Oh my god, dude. The internet is wonderful. Yeah. Let's see if they have like This Is America hip hop or 8-bit. 8-bit. This is America 8-bit. Really? That hasn't happened yet? Come on. Come on, internet. You can do better. It's only been oh no, I found it. This is pretty gas. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's pretty good, but he says you can't use it in I can't use it. That's so good though. Sucks. Damn, dude. I don't know what to do for music. This is all. Yeah, I was gonna be surprised if it didn't exist either. I don't know. Is there like royalty-free 8-bit music? Royalty-free 8-bit music. Free music archive chiptune. It's kind of loud. I'm gonna switch that over to Chrome real quick. That's super loud. That's kind of crazy though. Yeah, it is pretty wild. It's just kind of has a slow start, and if you're gonna be like, I don't know, I could keep the music on the whole time in the game, but I'm just thinking if it like restarts the level, restarts the music. good. This is the free music, so can't completely complain. Chillin' Poopy. That's the title of the song. Rainy accent. I need like some good shit. I'm not crazy about any of this. Whoa. It's pretty good. It doesn't really fit well though. Okay. Yeah. Not very crazy. That's pretty good. What the fuck? That's a little too intense. I mean, we're just dodging birds, doing fakey manies. I don't know. That's pretty good. Are any of these speaking to you? Yeah, dude, it's hella late. Yeah. Yep. I'll make sure to upload it soon. Once I finish it. I'm probably gonna finish tomorrow morning, because I don't know what I need to sit and think about what to do with music, because I don't know what the fuck to do. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. It's fucking hella late, dude. Go get some sleep. Alright, turn all this shit off. Yup, for sure. Although I'm leaving Saturday, so we'll see. But yeah, dude. Definitely. I'm trying to ride like, maybe Thursday, just tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, or today, fuck. Yeah. I'm trying to ride today. We'll see though, we'll see. Peace, dude.